I'm assuming Jeeves will probably want to do the intro, won't you, Jeeves?
Take it away, Jesus.
No.
Okay. Well, welcome to the Pacifist podcast. We got the full lot back again. It's not just me and Sam waffling bollocks. We've got Sophie and Jeeves as well. And tonight we're talking about wrong side. Fuck yeah. Technology. Technology. Everything technological. So to speak. You're right there, Jeeves.
No. Just listening to you fuck up your words is brilliant.
It's not just my words I'm fucking up, mate. I was systematically fucking up my whole life at the minute. Thank you very much. My words are the tip of the iceberg. You wait and see. So with me and Jesus have certainly made a little technological leap in the past couple of days, haven't we, Jeeves?
Oh yes.
And we thought,
Have you bought calculators so you're no longer using an abacus?
Why do you have to ruin it?
you can write boobies on it.
Yes, you can. 58008 upside down. Boom.
I love that you know that off the top of your head. I don't.
And you can write boobless as well, which is 553788008. That spells boobless.
Wow.
Sophie looks so impressed.
So anyway, thanks for joining us for the Pacifist podcast. Like and subscribe underneath.
Hit you with some facts there, yo.
Yeah, man. Wow. That was so retro. So let's start off with a simple one. Go on. What's everyone's favourite bit of technology?
iPads.
iPads. You were very quick with that. Yeah?
Well, it's the best piece of technology ever, isn't it? Who didn't want a tablet growing up? I mean, they didn't exist when I was growing up. When I was growing up, I wanted a pocket TV. And this is so much better than a pocket TV. You don't have to tune it.
Yeah.
Play
I mean,
games on it. You can watch movies
I would
on
argue.
it. Find endless amounts of porn on it.
I would argue.
It's true.
and
OnlyFans.
It's going to come up at some point. I would say tablets as a whole. I personally wouldn't go for Apple. Anywhere near Apple.
Oh yeah, sorry. Other tablets are available.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd probably be tablets are quite a good input. Yeah.
That's just my favourite bit of technology. I mean, phones are good, but tablets are just that little bit bigger, aren't they?
Yeah, it's just
I
where
don't
they
really use tablets.
Neither do I.
No?
I think I'd have to be pretty mainstream and go with my phone because that is something that I wouldn't be able to not use. Like, it's a daily piece of equipment, so
they're like one in the same, aren't they? I mean, my phone and my tablet, there's no difference apart from the size of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, although I wouldn't watch a movie on my phone. I have done, but as a rule, I don't.
Yeah, my tablet I pretty much just use as a TV in my bedroom.
For
really.
porn?
No, I watch documentaries about
porn
gardening.
recreation. Always very specifically lady gardens.
I don't know what.
Oh, you Charlie Dimmock it all night long.
Oh, now Charlie Dimmock. Oh, you guys won't know Charlie Dimmock, will you? You whippersnappers.
Oh, I know who she is.
She was amazing. She had the most famous.
She was quite a good
nipples on TV.
gardener.
And she was a good gardener.
I was very young when she was on TV, so the whole not wearing a bra thing wasn't real. I swear she wore one as well. When it's pointed out, I was like, but she's got straps on her shoulders. I just don't understand what you're talking. I mean, I was like 7 or 8.
I think
I didn't care about that sort of thing then. Just straps.
Yeah.
It's a gun holster. Just like pull out. It's not a gun. It pulls out a trowel. Can be digging.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, you can't carry tablets around with you. I mean, I don't know if I know you all have suffered, Sam, with this, but do you remember the old issue of when CD players, your personal CD players come out, like CD men, and all that, and trying to fit them? There was always one pocket which would almost fit, the CD player in, but not quite. And you had to sort of wedge it in sideways and just hope it didn't fall out or something like that.
I had a denim jacket
You'll
that
snap
had
the
weird.
headphones as you put it in your pocket. Trying to get, when you find a pocket it fits in, you snap the fucking jack off.
You couldn't fit a Discman into a normal pair of trousers pockets, unless of course you had like combats on, really, really long headphones and about 30 seconds of anti-skip. Because that was the biggest problem, wasn't it? Is the fact that even if you found a pocket you could get it in, because like the inside of jackets they usually worked. I had a couple of jackets I could fit a Discman in. But yeah, when I only ever had one that had like 3 seconds of anti-skip on it, and that's not enough.
No,
it was shocking. But like, oh god, mini disc players on the other hand, talk about leaps and bounds ahead of the fucking. Bearing in mind, when I got a mini disc player, I would have been 16 years old. Do you guys even know what mini disc players are? I'm looking at you, Sophie. Okay, so they're like mini CDs in hard plastic cases. They're probably about 12 inches long.
If you picture a floppy disk and just think of a smaller, more compact sort of floppy disk, it's like that basically.
Okay.
They were brilliant. They didn't skip. They held the same amount of CDs. But I had this Sony one. Sorry to go off on this, but yeah, I got a Sony one when I first got a loan. I'd had one when I was at college, and it was crap, and the screws kept coming out. Mushu, you might have seen this as well because we're roughly the same age. When mini disc players went mainstream, there was that one particular one that everybody had, but it was a piece of shit. I think it had like blue on it. And the screws were coming out all the time. And yeah, when I got a loan when I was like 18 or 19, and the first thing I did when it hit my account was going to Comet or Dixon's, one of the ones that doesn't exist anymore. And I bought a Sony one. It took one AA battery, and I used to listen to this thing all the time, and the battery would last me like 3 weeks. Or one battery. It was the best thing ever.
Yeah, I remember the first mini disc I got was Slipknot.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wait and Bleed, that album?
It was Sick. The one with Sick on it, which I think is Wait and Bleed.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah. But I remember listening to that for the first time, my mind just being blown with the like how good it sounded and everything like that. And then like a year later, nobody knew what a mini disc was.
Yeah, well, the MP3 player killed it, didn't it?
Yeah, I built up my collection, and then suddenly like everyone's just like, what? But there's people that like literally slept through the whole mini disc section of my life. Like, you know, it happened so fast. People didn't even know it happened a lot of the time.
Yeah, it was short-lived, wasn't it? It was like 3 years. It's like we had CD portable CD players for fucking ages, man. They were around for a seriously long time. Then they brought out mini discs, and it can't have been more than a 4-year life before they died. Because that was the reason the Sony one I had came with this software, so you could put MP3s onto mini discs, so you could have like 40 songs on there instead of just, you know, an album and a half. Yeah, because they were just basically big cassettes, weren't they?
Yeah.
And yeah, that was the end of it. Oh god, I had so many fucking MP3 players. I just destroyed them repeatedly.
Yeah, mine never really lasted.
I got this. It was fucking brilliant. It was before things like Wish and all of that existed, but you'd always know someone who could get cheap Chinese stuff. But I never knew where to get it from, so I would get it from them. And I had this one that came on a lanyard, and it had a slide-out USB stick, and it held like 512 megabytes worth of songs, which could be, you know, a fairly decent amount. And I was walking home from work. Oh, it's fucked me off. Something chronic. I really like this. I had this thing around my neck, underneath my jumper. Couldn't see it. Some cunt egged me in a car. It hurt, honestly, apart from the fact that it hit me right here, you know, like in between your breastbone, that bit that like cripples you when you get hit there. You're just like, oh, like hit the floor. It hit me there, square on the MP3 player, and with such force, it broke the MP3 player. Fuck it. Oh, I was seething. I was so pissed off. I mean, from their perspective, they probably got bonus points, but
what a shot.
Christ. Yeah, I was not happy. Yeah, after fucking 9 hours of call centre work, it's like 11 o'clock at night. I get fucking egged walking home, and it breaks my MP3 player. I was pissed right off.
Who eggs people? Who even eggs people anymore?
Hey, you
Cunts.
saying that? I actually saw a post on Facebook a couple of days ago. Somebody in Sandown woke up to their car being egged.
Oh.
They've made enemies. The old Isle of Wight mafia are out and about. Hey, let's go and egg some
But
cars.
they still
right?
had 4 wheels.
Oh yeah, what's anything come about from that?
No, we've got a new van now, but nothing.
Did you get the wheels back?
No, not yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool story.
yeah,
Needs more goats.
Right,
Need more
definitely.
kneecaps.
G, Sophie, here's a question for you. Did you have cassette players growing up?
Yes.
I had
Did you?
I had one, but it was handed down from my mum,
Okay.
so it was like pre-used.
Sophie, you're so
Did you
disgustingly
use it?
young. You know that. Oh yes,
Yeah,
I had a cassette player. It was handed down from my great grandfather.
I did have a portable CD player as well,
Did you?
and that was mine, I think.
You think?
Maybe.
Nicked it.
It's
I mean, how do you not know?
I had
if
a
it's
special
yours?
little bag for it because I actually found a bag that it fitted in. But the thing is, though,
Nice.
where obviously it was sideways, the disc never sat in properly, so it just constantly skip and judder. And
Did it not have like the little bobbles? You know, I don't.
I
Really,
haven't
you know,
seen this machine in many years, so I don't know.
I know exactly
as
what
a
you mean by
kid-
those little bobbles.
And
yeah,
I do.
like
Yeah, the
three
little
little
metal
BBs.
things.
Yeah, they held them in place. It clicks in and it clicks out. I think old games consoles used to have them as well.
Indeed, they did. Technology.
The
I always
360
thought-
didn't. The Xbox 360 didn't,
No,
It
that's
did
'cause
say
was a
old
slidey drawer.
technology.
because I actually at one point had to manually spin my discs.
Well,
So
the
you're
Xbox-
just sat
how?
there with the control in one hand and spinning the disc of the
Like-
other one. So you
Like a
play.
DJ.
No.
Yeah.
I call bullshit because the Xbox 360 had a tray that came out
Yes,
and you used to put
I
it
had
in
to
and
take
it
the
used to
top
go in.
off. It would stop. It stopped reading games. So I took the top off, and what was happening was it would spin and then stop. Right, so it wasn't getting up to enough speed for it to start reading. So I'd have to manually spin it till it started to read, and then it would kick off and read itself. But I had to
Like-
manually spin the discs.
Like those old
Start off with-
cars where you had to crank them up,
Yeah.
crank the engine up. To get
Fucking hell.
15 red ring of deaths that thing survived before I finally traded it in and got a new one.
I mean, they used to get the red ring, but they were still pretty fucking hardy, weren't they? The old 360s. It was always quite impressive.
Even the red ring was dealable by wrapping it in a tea towel and overheating it, wasn't it? Didn't you have
Yeah,
to
I heard
overheat it
that.
and do a
Yeah,
full
I only
reset or
worked a couple of
something like
times doing it that though.
that?
I mean, but it's just they were just so grubby, weren't they? They just used to suck so much stuff in. I mean, do you remember the noise? Oh no, you probably never heard how loud my old PlayStation was. But you know, like the one that died at the beginning of lockdown.
Mm.
Worst timing ever for a console to die.
Yeah.
That thing, I didn't notice how fucking loud it was because I, wear this headset, so I can only hear the game. I don't hear the fucking thing. But yeah, there'll be I'll play a game and take the headset off, and it genuinely sounded like a fucking jet engine was going off inside my room. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
absolutely crazy.
Mine's a bit like that, and you've heard as well. Mine just beeps randomly now. Fucking
Oh, yeah,
mental, just like beep 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 constantly.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
did
the
have- I've had
beeping you
that
were
problem.
hearing last night?
No, don't get me started on this beep because it's still fucking going on.
Is it actually?
Yeah, and I don't know what it is.
Has your PlayStation turned into R2D2?
No, this is from outside my place. Like I noticed it
Oh.
last night. I went out for a smoke, and there's a really high pitched beeping, just like a continuous beep, and it's almost to the point where you think you're imagining it, where it's that sort of pitch.
Oh yeah.
Is it real? Is it not? But it's really loud, so it's got, and it goes away when I come in, so it's got to be real, something out there. But I don't know what it is, and it's driving me fucking mental. Thanks for bringing that up, Soph.
That's okay.
Is it? Do you think that's like maybe someone's fire alarm is wired into a system and it's doing that test thing when it starts breaking?
No, it's not a smoke alarm or
Okay.
anything like that. It's higher pitched and it's much louder and it's everywhere.
Oh,
I can't pin it down. Like I went for a little walk around last night. I couldn't find out where it was coming from. So, yeah,
that's amazing.
very aggravating. It might be one of those, those things which is right up there on my list of great technology, by the way. Those sounds that they play in shopping centres.
Well, the ones that keep kids away.
Keep kids away.
Yeah.
That's such a good idea.
I can't hear them anymore. They're the same as cat alarms.
Have you not heard it? Have you not heard of this?
No.
In shopping centres, a few shopping centres have started playing this sound at a frequency which I think it's people under 20 find really agitating. Really they find it really unpleasant. But people over 20 just can't hear. And the idea is to disperse groups of kids and shit like that. So they just play this noise.
That's clever.
They used to play them outside of like co-ops and things like that, didn't they? When kids would get it's just a horrible frequency that's just meant to make them and then they just get set fire to park benches and stuff, don't they?
Yeah, it's great.
No,
it could happen on the Isle of Wight with the way that we're going.
It's always been like that. Isle of Wight hasn't changed at all.
If you come over here, you'd think it was turning into like, I don't know, where's Violent?
Liverpool.
London.
Yeah. I've just had a complete mental
Winchester.
breakdown. I'm literally in my head. All I've got is Leningrad,
Scotland,
which doesn't even exist as a city.
Leningrad. The Gaza Strip.
Why am
America.
I like this?
Washington's quite violent. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
The Congo. I mean, that seems fairly Yemen.
Just Yemen.
Russia.
Pick one. Just pick one. Just pick one. You get the point.
You just said where's violent? I'm just listing places that are mildly violent. Manchester.
No,
Northern Ireland. And back in the day, that was pretty violent too.
Have you finished?
You're okay, Andrew.
I'm fine.
Bill.
Fucking it.
I won't say any more. I was just waiting for you to talk before I said more places.
I love the whole frequency.
France,
sort of using frequencies. I'm just gonna fucking talk over. To deter people and stuff like that, because I had a very basic version of it in one of my first jobs when I was stacking shelves in supermarkets and that. There was one particular stock trolley which always had this squeaky wheel, and I noticed there was this one particular old woman. She was a proper bitch, and she had hearing aids on both ears. And this trolley, fuck me, it dropped her like a sack of shit. It was so good.
Nice.
All you have to do is start moving it, going, she'd be like, just like clutching her head, like she's possessed or something. It was so much fun, and nobody could work out what it was. Like they just thought, like, "Ooh, she all right?" sort of thing. Brilliant fun. Yeah.
Is it like the end scene in Daredevil when the guy who throws shit is just like beating on all of the things to knock Daredevil down on the floor because all he does is hear shit.
Very similar.
Nice.
Yeah. It's just really nice. As soon as she starts being a bitch, just push the trolley a little bit and make her cry a bit.
Fair enough. That's mean. Not really technology though, as opposed to a faulty wheel.
Yes. But it's been adapted into technology. The same principles.
It has.
Is the idea.
Have you? So, do you know about the cat alarms that basically work on the exact same principle?
I know about cat alarms. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I used to be able to hear those because obviously posty, I go up to a lot of people's houses, and when a few customers on like an old duty I used to do got them, and I was walking along just like, oh, what the fuck is that? Just like literally, it's just like a piercing noise just going through my skull, and like after 2 or 3 times going through, I saw the customer, and I was like, what have you got that's making that ringing noise? And they're like, oh, it's like a high frequency cat alarm. You shouldn't be able to hear that. I was only like 23, 24 at the time. Now, can't hear them.
Do you reckon that's because you were colourblind?
Yeah, it's probably because I'm really fat.
Had heightened hearing because of your lack of eyesight.
Like say, don't they? You lose one sight, you gain another. What if it's just like you lose part of one sort of sense, and part of another sense gets a little bit better? Like, you can't see colours anymore, but you can hear noises that cats can.
Yeah, I hate this like high frequency noise that's buzzing from your house, but your bluegrass is wonderful. No, Mushu. I like to think it was just because I was young, but nowadays I can't hear them anymore. But yeah, it really used to set my feelings off. Oh,
Because you can
do
get
like
those
that.
bug ones as well, can't you? That you plug in, and it's supposed to deter insects from coming into your house.
Isn't that light? Oh no, I know what you're on about. I've seen those. Do they work?
I've seen no evidence to them working.
Oh,
Put it
brilliant.
that way. We plugged it in. We still got a couple of moths, like maybe a fly or two or something like that. But there's no evidence to say that they wouldn't have been there anyway, or there would have been more, or whatever. It's hard to tell, isn't it?
Oh.
I think whilst we're talking about pest repellent, not that we were, but we are now. The best form of pest repellent I've ever seen. My mate had a fake wasp's nest, right? And it was just literally a plastic bag, which he filled with plastic bags, and it was painted like a wasp's nest outside. And he hung it up in his tree. Not one single wasp. Middle of summer, like proper wasp season, we were having barbecues and everything. Not one wasp came anywhere near it because they thought this was another rival nest. Such a good idea.
That's quite clever, actually.
I'm going to reserve judgment on that one. I don't think wasps fly around and go, shit, man, look at the size of his pad. We're out of here. They're going to have loads of fighters. I think they do stuff
Like
with smells.
San Andreas turf wars.
Yeah, exactly. Like, fuck me. Don't go near Mushu's mate's house. He's got fucking giants. He's harnessed them. And it's like fucking Bioshock. He just like casts them out at you.
You say smells?
No, I'm sure there's like some sort of pheromone thing.
They don't
like on
smell,
bees.
do they?
No,
Wasps aren't famous for their sense of smell. It's not like the police employ like swarms of tracker wasps. Like, go get him,
Jesus. This is you, mate. Oh, you got your computer, have you?
No, I don't know.
For fuck's sake. And I'm sure they do something with pheromones. It doesn't matter because one of my friends is really hot on animals and insects. And whenever we get anything wrong, she sends me messages taking the piss out of me. So she'll correct us in a couple of days.
Is this
For
Amy?
instance, it is Amy. Birds
hello,
are birds.
Amy. Yeah, thanks for that. I saw that on the YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, she made me feel like a right cock.
Thanks for educating us. Yeah.
Yeah, she's my animal friend. She calls me the brother she never wanted.
Brilliant.
Yeah, she's a very funny girl. But she gets very shrill, though. Could never have her on the podcast. She'd crack everyone's screens.
Oh, really? Quite a high-pitched young lass, is she?
Oh, no. I just wind her up so much that she gets really aggy.
Oh, right.
Shut up, Sam! It's amazing. God, I hate lockdown. I haven't heard that in ages. Yeah, she made me feel like a right twat. Birds are just birds, dickheads. I probably should have messaged her when we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, we didn't have Jeeves. Jeeves and his lightning fast Google skills.
No, we still don't.
No, we don't.
We've got Jeeves, just not his Google skills. All we have is his dangerously wild opinion.
Dangerously wild opinions. Go on, Jeeves. Give us a dangerously wild opinion on technology.
It's going to be something from a Formula One car, isn't it?
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, the flappy bit at the back.
You mean the DRS?
Don't.
Actually, that's exactly what I mean. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know what it was called. Thanks, James.
I'll tell you what, I'm quite liking the VRs at the moment.
There we go.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Really fucking liking the VRs at the moment.
Yeah. So this is something me and you have been trying just recently, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is crazy good fun. It has to be said. Yeah. We were messing around on an army game yesterday, and I found out you can juggle grenades and stuff like that, which is fun.
Okay, question with regards to juggling grenades. Is it that responsive that you have to move your hands like you're actually juggling?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, so if you throw the grenade up, for instance, and this is one of the things that blows my mind about the VR. There's a few things, but one is how responsive the controls are and intuitive they are. Like, so you throw the grenade up, you have to actually put your hand like near or under where it's going to land, and then you actually have to hold the grip button as well at the right time to catch it, if you know what I mean. And then you let go of the grip button, you open your hand, and it drops. So it is quite intuitive. It's quite good fun. We found out that I can shoot myself in the head.
He also discovered. Yeah, I was just about to say that he shot himself in the head.
That's also very cool.
That sounds like something he would do.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure what it would do. I mean, hindsight, I should have had an inkling. But I think I really traumatized Jay, because we were holding down this little house, and Jay's sort of looking down the stairs. Jesus was looking down the stairs. Jay's got the other room covered. He just turned around and looked at me, and I was just like, it's like, oh,
oh, it killed me.
Bless him. Yeah, and of course, once you're dead, you can't communicate with the others. So I just had to watch them just screaming. Yeah, it's fun.
You've also gone through some other stuff on the VR and that, haven't you? In the lobbies and bowling alleys.
Yeah,
I think she's talking about your ban there, Andy.
Yeah, I got kicked out of a bowling alley because I hit the guy behind the counter with a bowling ball and stole his shoe. You know, sometimes you just want to see what you can do. You just want to see if it's possible, you know. And for me, I mean, I've been dreaming of proper VR and immersive games since I was a little kid. It's like, as a gamer, it's been my big thing. I've always dreamed about what if you could be in an alternative reality which you had control over, and all of this. And genuinely, my first instinct would be just see what dick things you can get away with. You know, like I was walking around this, it's like a university campus in this big rec room game, right? I was walking around with there, 2 young kids just playing table tennis together, yeah, and they were doing quite well. One of them stopped, put the bat down, so I picked it up and launched it out the window, and then just fucked off on my way. and this is my life. Like, this is when Ready Player One becomes a reality. I'm just going to be a massive prick.
Oh God, I can't wait for that.
The one moment that had me in absolute tears was us playing Frisbee Golf and watching Andy completely fuck it up had me in tears.
You're gonna have to elaborate for the listeners. What the fuck is Frisbee Golf? I don't.
Basically,
I understand both sports.
Frisbee, and your target is to get it into this net further down. Basically, it's just like golf. Instead of putting it in a hole, you put the frisbee into a net.
Like ultimate frisbee, then.
Yeah, and Andy really couldn't get the hang of it. At one point, sent the frisbee behind him.
I threw it forwards. I'm looking like, where is it then? Where did it land? I turn around, it's behind me. It's like, that thing had a life of its own, and there is nothing, literally nothing more frustrating than thinking, like, I've got it this time, and fucking launching it and just watching it sail off in a different direction. You're like, well, that's fucked, isn't it?
I mean, I've got young kids, and they have a habit of when they throw things, it somehow ends up behind them. Although I did get nailed in the snow by my boy last week. That was impressive.
Oh, you had snow.
Yeah, we did. Ha. I was supposed to be working that day, and I told work, I was like, yeah, I'll be here on Sunday unless it snows. And then as I was leaving for work at 6, it started coming down like it was the fucking apocalypse. And I just called up work, and I was like, oh, hi, mate. You know, I said I was going to be in unless one thing happened. And they're like, it ain't snowing that bad. I was like, fuck, it is where I am. I was like, I'll see you tomorrow.
Wicked.
Yeah, and I just went over and made a snowman with the boy. And we had snowball fights. Very wet and cold.
Why not? Yeah, I'm actually quite jealous. I missed the snow. It hasn't snowed.
I love the snow.
It just doesn't come down here, does it? It's shit. I love it. Nowhere near enough snow. I like the carnage it brings.
My favourite thing I ever did in the snow was me and my brother. We used to be part of a canoe club. We both had kayaks, and we went up to the top of Butser Hill with our canoes.
Oh, Butser Hill.
Yeah, with our canoes when it snowed. It snowed fucking so much. And so the idea was we'd both get in the canoes and literally slalom down this hill, and it would be the best thing ever.
Oh God, that sounds so much fun.
Yeah, my brother got in first, and he tilted forwards,
And just
and
went.
it just slid round sideways and then rolled all the way down the hill with him sort of in the Eskimo roll position, just like like face full of dirt and everything. Got to the bottom. It's so good. You can almost go down and just pick out his face prints every meter. Oh, look, there's one. There's one. I mean, we still did it though. Once
the only problem with that.
Brilliant.
I was going to say, were you stupid enough to follow though?
Definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
Dog poo and snow is always a danger, though, isn't it? With those dirty bastards who don't pick up after their dogs, you can't see it. It's like camouflage turd bombs.
Oh, don't fucking get me started. Over on the island, it seems to be a pandemic.
We're going to call this. I feel like we're going to introduce early Moo Shoes moaning moment. Go on, then.
Fair enough. Can't have a fucking rant without it, can I? No, I'm just going to say, like, over on the island here, it seems like nobody fucking uses poo bags. There's just dog shit everywhere, and I especially mean around the school. You are the lowest type of person, I reckon, if you let your dog shit around a school and don't pick it up, because kids are everywhere. They don't look where they're going at the best of times. They're gonna tread in it, and it's gonna be my fucking kids.
You say kids? The amount of dog shit I've trodden.
Yeah, exactly. All of that sort of thing. I swear to God, the next person I see, there was something on Facebook the other day from the council saying, share this if you agree with the message. And it's basically saying, pick up after your dog. I'm like, fuck you. I'm not doing your job for you. I don't work for the council. It's your job to tell people not to let their dogs shit on the pavement, not mine.
You know,
I put a complaint into the council, say like too many people are letting their dogs shit on the pavement. And they send me a Facebook post back saying, well, why don't you tell them not to? Okay, then fine. Next person I see letting their dog shit on the pavement is eating it.
I think that's more than telling. I think that's
it's educating. It's either way. They're getting force fed a poo.
You saying that, the council on the island actually had to respond to a fair few people, because again in Sandown there was quite a lot of dog poo down one street. It was complained about, and people were actually retaliating, saying because of COVID they don't have to pick up dog poo anymore.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
What a stupid thing to say. Honestly.
That's a new kind of retarded, isn't it? It's like literally just come out of your dog's bumhole. Well, it's not going to catch COVID on the way to the ground, is it? Pick it up and fucking throw it away.
What sort of absolute dog shit human being goes to pick up a turd and then with their bare hands? Surely you've got some sort of... It's the reverse bag thing, is it? You use a reverse bag, you tie it up, you throw it away, you probably vom somewhere along the lines. That's kind of how it goes for me.
I pick up each nugget and then pop it in the bag like an Easter egg hunt. Is that not how it's done?
Oh, well, no.
I don't even have a dog. Like, it's other people's.
I watched a video a couple of weeks back. It was of a woman walking her dog.
I've seen this.
Her dog had... Is this the one that you showed me, James?
Oh, I think it is, yeah.
The dog had a crap and she didn't have any bags. And she used her face mask, picked up the dog poo, put it in a bin, and then put the face mask back on inside out after she picked up the dog poo. Is that the one, James?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that as well. But I'm so skeptical about videos I see on Facebook now. I just assume they're all fucking fake. I am. Don't get me wrong. It was fucking gross though.
There's going to be someone stupid enough to do that. We know it's likely.
Well, I've got a dog food picking up story of somebody stupid. You remember back before Christmas, I mentioned my friend, my sporting friend at work, Carl, who took a cheeky finger. Yes. Okay. So he's a sportist. He likes his sport. Okay. And this other guy we work with, whose name I won't mention because it's mean and what he did is just fucking wrong, was managing a football team that Carl was part of, and somebody had taken, somebody's dog, I assume, had taken a big shit on the football pitch, and they were all like, "Come on then, you're the manager. We ain't playing on there. Well, there's a dog shit on the fucking field. Go sort it out. So he's not even playing football, bear in mind. He's just managing the team. He goes out to the field, literally picks it up barehanded.
Oh no.
And then puts it in the dog food bin, which I like the fact he put it in the dog food bin, but bare hands, man.
Yeah.
It's got to be said, football pitches, not renowned for their cleaning facilities, what with the fact it's just the grass and then white goals at the end. It's just...
That's gruesome.
He's a parent, he's a husband, he's a fully functioning adult, and he picked up some random dog shit with his hands.
Fully functioning human until he gets to a football pitch.
Oh God, it's just ridiculous. Yeah. Oh
See,
dear.
back when I was younger, it's got to be brought up, the white dog poo thing again.
Oh yeah, you don't
because
see that anymore.
You never really see it around anymore. But there was also sort of, I don't know how you describe it. There were certain shits in my neighbourhood, dog shits in my neighbourhood, that were kind of famous, and they kind of, not famous is the wrong word. It's kind of like, you know how there's climbers up on Everest that have lost their lives and are now left there used as signposts and that sort of thing. They've become part of the environment. Yeah, these shits were like that. Like, I knew that on the alleyway going down from my road to the park, there was always a massive one on the left-hand side. Always. I always remember it being there. So you just sort of avoid the left-hand side when you're going down it. Yeah, you don't really get that anymore. They'll wash away in the rain.
Oh, nasty. Oh God, it always comes up. I just don't want a dog. I just don't like the idea of manhandling dog shit. I mean, other than that, they're wicked little. Well, they're not even little. They're wicked animals.
I can't really look after myself, let alone another animal. To be fair,
you know, a cat, they're pretty fucking easy. But yeah, I'm not interested in having a fucking picking up dog's turds.
Although it has to be said, I am quite good at picking up after myself when I'm off out on a walk.
What do you regularly take dumps?
When you feel the need, mate.
Down the high street.
Oh, Jeeves.
I have a very fibrous diet.
But the toilets are all shut, aren't they? It's fucking lockdown. I mean, it's like they're trying to encourage people to stay inside. It's a fucking nightmare in my job. But like, it's not so bad where I am now because I've got a couple of places I can go to the toilet. But my God, it's so irritating. Did I moan about when that shop didn't let me have a piss over Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh, I still won't shop. I still won't go in there.
No.
Like, you ain't having my fucking money.
Fuck 'em.
Baltic outside, I need a wee. And he said no. Fuck you. I'll walk to any of the other shops in the area apart from you stupid fucking bin. Yeah, sorry, getting all salty.
Anyway, we were. So we're going to do some videos and stuff quickly. Just before we do, we should say it much earlier in the actual process. Please do like and subscribe and stuff like that if you're watching. We still want to get more likes, more subscribes. We want to get our name about a bit more. We're still growing if we can, but we need your help. So recommend us to people as well. You know, you've got to hate someone. Fucking just drop our link in their inbox and fuck them, and then they can be subjected to us too. So anyway,
what was that? I sent you a screenshot, didn't I, of my friend who's just started listening to it, and she's like, "Oh, this is lovely. It's like having friends again," or something like that.
Something like that. You know?
Oh no, she said it. Yeah, it just made me chuckle. So so you know, if you know anybody who's a bit lonely, a little bit lonely, all on the lonesome, stick it on. Maybe we can offend them. Oh, sorry.
Definitely can. Right. So who's ready for some video then? Is this
going to be like we say me and you're like, that's not loud enough. I can't hear you.
Not really. I was just looking for a go on then.
Yes, Mr. Mushu.
Right. So fuck, you make this so difficult. I'm trying to concentrate on like 2 or 3 things at once, and you're just there screeching at me. Right. So first up, this is worth it purely for the fucking the guy laughing. I love this guy's laugh.
Ooh, here we go.
Oh, hello, mate. How are ya? Not good? Too much drinking. Too much drinking, eh? Whoa, 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 whoa. Be careful. Yeah. Stay. Yeah, hey,
Oh, boom.
Yeah, Ed.
This poor guy, man.
Oh, that laugh
fuck.
reminds me of me.
Oh god, Sophie,
I
that
mean,
is
if
very similar to your laugh when you get going.
that's outstanding. That should be used as a fence company advert.
I saw that so long ago, and the clip in itself is funny enough, but that guy's laugh just. And I feel so sorry for that drunk guy, because we've all been there. We've all been that stage of drunk where just nothing is stable, and everything you try and hold on to keep yourself up wobbles and moves and shit like that. I feel so bad for him. So bad for him.
Oh, yeah. That's. But the thing is, it's so early in the day. It's like full daytime hours when that happens, isn't it?
Oh, mate, there is no doubt that guy is a
drunk during the
professional
day.
pisshead. You see that, like,
Yeah.
he is used to it. You don't get that level of drunk that early in the day without being a proper pro.
I'm sorry, but after seeing that video, there is one story I need to hear from Andy. It's every time something about a drunk person comes in, it's the same fucking story that comes into my head, and it's to do with
I know which story
it's to do with the mirror.
I was about the mirror.
Come on, Mushu.
Nah, right, okay.
This should
Come
be
on,
another
who's
feature,
sharing corner? Come on.
surely.
Not
Settling kids.
not my proudest moment, right? When I was young, I used to drink a lot. I used to, there was substances used to happen and all sorts of things. And I don't know what was going on. Probably around the age I think I was about 17, 18. So it would have been drink quite considerable amounts. And I went out to this place in Guildford, and I can't remember what the club's name was, but it was just on the corner by the... It wasn't Pop World. Fuck me.
I worked there.
I know I have.
No, at the same time though.
No.
Was it?
So anyway,
moving on.
Yeah. So this club, anyway, one of the big features in this club was a entire wall of mirror. It was just one entire mirrored wall, which made it seem like it was a massive club. It was really cool, especially when lights down, smoke comes out, lasers, pew pew, fucking brilliant place. Anywho, I was shit-faced. I was beyond pissed. You know that thing where you can't even remember whether you've thrown up or not, and you just sort of stood there and like there's loads of noise and people happening, and you can't really work out what's going on. And I realised I'm way too pissed to be on my own. I need my friends now, and I couldn't see my friends anywhere, right? And panic started to set in, as it does, because I'm like, I'm just going to fall over in a minute, and nobody's going to know who I am. And then I saw a familiar face. And fuck me, I was so happy. I just darted towards it. It was me. It was me in the mirror, right? I'd seen my own face, got excited that I recognised someone, dived forwards into this mirror, right? Picked myself up, dusted myself off, sort of like, right, you just got to style this. I turned around, and this doorman's just literally stood there looking at me with the least impressed face I've ever seen. He just didn't even say anything. He's just like looking at me like, what the fuck? And I'm like, am I being thrown out? He's like, it depends whether you fight. I'll go. I actually really hurt myself as well. I woke up the next day and my whole face down that side was just so painful. I must have hit that mirror really hard. Like,
it
really
makes me a bit worried for your friends, though, when you're out drinking. If that's what you do, you're so panicky that you literally dive bomb them. Just like, oh my God, hug me, hold me. I've missed you so much.
Could you imagine
bundling through? It's just like a Mushu blur.
It's like, fuck me, here comes Mushu, and he looks lonely again, just flying a headbutt. Push. Quick,
oh God,
Mushu's company.
He just needs a hug. He'll be fine. He just needs a cuddle.
Can I just say, right? This is the second time one of these stories has come out, and it paints me in a really poor light. I am not the person I used to be. The person I used to be was an absolute fuckwit, and let's face it, it's an absolute miracle that I'm here today.
You're
still a
fuckwit now, Andy.
Yes, but I'm a professional fuckwit now. I'm better at it. I've had a lot more experience.
And he's got a whole team to look after him.
That's
and
true.
I've got 7 fully grown adults with door supervisor badges, like making sure they don't die. So.
Is that the same sort of reaction if you saw a quarter pounder of cheese in a reflection? Would you dive at that as well? Like, I can't see my friends.
Depends if you could smell it first.
Yeah, I just catch.
I can't see them like a bloodhound.
I catch the whiff in the air and just like float out like a cartoon.
Yeah, like the Pepe Le Pew or whatever his name is, the skunk.
Anyway, enough clusterfuckery from me. What have we got next? Oh, good Lord, it's one of Sam's. Right. Buckle your seat.
What's eating what today?
As I say, what's offending me today?
Well, I don't know.
Been back from Amazon now for about 3 weeks.
Literally my worst nightmare.
Unfortunately,
you need to.
my bot flies haven't lasted.
You can fast forward a little bit of this. No, this is botfly removal. It's so much better. I
can't do it.
Out of my
keep going, because this is just him explaining what's going on.
Yeah, but
just look away, Musha.
Pull out a couple of them right now, if possible.
He's got no health care, so he has to do it himself. Look at the size of that.
Fuck off!
That's inside him.
Oh,
Hey, they're amazing, aren't they? Look at that!
Oh my god!
It keeps on coming. Love a bit of botfly removal. I bet the feeling once that's out is incredible.
Not having health insurance.
Oi.
I bet the aftercare for that's a bit of a pain as well.
It's probably better than having it in India, though.
Well, they're going to have to heal from the bottom up, aren't they?
Oh
my god! There's so much!
It's so fat at the bottom as well. Oh
my goodness!
I was able to get all 3 of them out of my leg.
Oh, look at those little teeth!
Pretty gross.
They're horrid, aren't they?
Those are 3 large botfly
why has he got 3 of them?
maggots.
Because one would be lonely.
Available now on video.
Yeah. How bad was that? Look at Mushi's face. Okay, that was definitely worth it.
Do you not like stuff like that, Andy?
I think he needs a cuddle
I can
now.
totally see you as a Dr. Pimple Popper kind of guy.
I love Dr. Pimple Popper.
So do I.
Next
Like,
week,
I can't
Sophie.
watch a lot of it.
Oh
But I
yeah,
will
definitely.
Like that. But
Oh,
of it.
I think botfly
I'm
is
feeling
the
a bit
worst.
lightheaded.
Yeah, I bet he is as well. Probably light-legged having all that removed from him.
I'm not gonna
They're
lie.
just so big.
To be fair, your face is flashing between red and grey on my screen.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like that sort of stuff. No,
Yeah, parasite removal.
So I'm gonna guess that's what everyone's gonna be sending in now.
Well, I was going to send something like that in anyway, but I couldn't find a video that was short enough.
One of my
That
biggest.
took me like 2 seconds to find.
One of my biggest
I wasn't
phobias
searching botflies though.
is
whatever they were.
parasites or parasitic things of any kind. I hate. I hate them. Have you seen the zombie mushrooms that infect ants?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know if I have.
Fucking horrible, right? So basically, they start off as spores floating in the air or whatever. Or
I
that
know
sort
what
of
you
stuff.
mean.
The ants pick them up and ingest them, and this mushroom spore basically goes into its head, like The Last of Us, yeah, and infects its brain, and basically it hijacks the ant's brain to just go as high as possible. So the ant will climb up to the very highest point, and then it just sort of seizes up, and the mushroom will break out of the top of its skull and soak up all the sunlight. And
golly, that's.
I mean, it's pretty clever.
It's fucking incredible, but my God, how terrifying is that?
Mm.
Oh,
Have you seen
God, that's so gross.
that video of the praying mantis that had a parasite in it?
Oh,
And it's literally just like a really long thread of a parasite. I'll have to see if I can find it.
One of my biggest fears is parasites. I've just really fucking don't like them. And that whole video was a bastard. And you're a bastard for sure.
What's the name of the one that you can have in your stomach?
Tapeworms.
That's the one.
That's the one where you can eat a cigarette and you shit it out. You're welcome.
So now I know how to test to see if I've got tapeworm.
Surely if you eat anything, you'll shit.
Yeah, well, what it does, you eat a cigarette. It's they found this out in, like, I think it was like Vietnam or something. We talked about this before on this podcast.
Oh yeah.
If you eat a raw cigarette, it intoxicates the tapeworm because that it has to maintain a grip on your insides in order to stay in, but it basically knocks it out for long enough for you to shit it out. So, have some prunes, eat a cigarette, boom.
It's like drunk Mushu, it just wants a cuddle.
Rather
natural all the way.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, but eating a cigarette would be rough. Yeah, I'm assuming everybody's got a bit of backy in their mouth at some point. It burns.
I've eaten a cigarette.
What did you have a tapeworm?
No. Well, I don't know. I didn't.
You're a bit quiet, Mushu.
Am I?
Oh.
I may have just.
Yeah.
Is that any better?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Yeah, that's way better.
Yeah, I just I'm quite fat and my gun
mouth.
tends to rest on my controls for my headset. So.
Well, I presumed it was you covering your face so you didn't have to watch the botfly removal and you just nudged your mic away.
I mean, that could have happened as well. Whichever makes me seem less awful. Right.
Yeah,
next video.
Neither comes off good.
This is one of mine. It's we don't have to watch the whole thing, but I love this. It just shows one specific actor's dedication to his job.
Can I guess before you put it on?
Go on.
Is it from Terminator? Which one is it? Christian Bale going mental?
No.
Oh, bugger. Okay.
People want realism. They
Keanu
want
Reeves,
real
even better.
And that's what's happening.
I love these videos. Oh, he's such a badass, isn't he?
It is setting the bar so far beyond any shootout stuff you'll ever see in a movie. It'll blow your mind.
When I got called from the director, he said, "What can we do to make 2 better?" And I was like, "Well, we have to make Keanu Reeves better." And the only way to do that is to train him harder. And as soon as I met Taron and I saw him shoot,
I love these videos.
When it comes to actors, Taron can deliberate his actions. We can watch someone do one run and you can pinpoint every problem that you have and you can relate it so simply that it is ingrained.
Shit, man, that was good.
Keanu out here 3 times a week, and his growth with gunplay, it was almost exponential every other time he would come here.
He got really good.
Do you know what?
Over
if there's ever a zombie apocalypse, Keanu Reeves is not going to die.
Weapons actor out there right now.
I think I might bring him to the desert island with
Karen
me.
Butler's skills as an instructor.
Well,
you don't want to bring him with you. You'll end up dying. He's cursed.
Right, there we go. That'll do for that.
That was beautiful.
I've watched a few videos now of Keanu Reeves training, and it
I've watched
blows my mind because he is so spot on with it all. And you watch these videos, and like he turns up at like 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever to do warm up things. He'll spend the whole day on the range just practicing until he's got it spot on.
Could you imagine if you could physically do that for your job? They'd be like, "Oh yeah, we want you to do." It's like Henry Cavill when he trained to be Superman. He got really buff, but if you're given 6 months where you're being paid to look like fucking Superman, or 6 months to be able to shoot guns like John Wick. Oh, that's a bad example because he was doing it to become John Wick, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't do that?
Oh,
I would love to spend every day on a gun range to get really fucking good so I look like a pro. I mean, not only is it fun, but oh god damn, man.
But I mean, it's got to the point now. Well, like what? He's done 3 John Wick films, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And in each of them, he's been through this rigorous firearms training. You know, he's done a lot of martial arts training as well. For each of
the
films.
Matrix.
And for the Matrix, he did martial arts training for all that. It's got to be getting to the point now where we've got to be kind of thankful that Keanu Reeves is a nice guy, because
yeah,
very humble down to earth.
He is like a superhuman, isn't he? If he wanted to, he could just go out and fuck up everyone. He's like a super ninja which can use every gun, and we've trained him to it. But he's too nice. He's so nice. He's just like, no, I'll just stick to acting, bring pleasure to people. Not like I'm going to be a super evil genius, which I totally...
He's like the Hollywood sweetheart, isn't he? I think at one point he was labelled the world's richest homeless man, because after the Matrix films, he had amassed something like 50 million, and he didn't have a fucking house. He bought every single stuntman from the stunt team from the Matrix movies a Harley Davidson on completion. I mean, how much dough do you have to buy everybody a Harley? Fucking guy's a legend. Absolute
he was
legend.
seen spending a day with a homeless person not too long ago as well, wasn't he?
He looks like a fucking homeless person as well most of the time, doesn't he? When he's not filming.
It was the thing about his birthday routine. He was doing some article about his birthday routine. It's just so pathetically sort of cute. It's amazing. He'll get up, he'll go and buy himself a paper or something, and then he'll go to this little cafe, sit down and have himself a muffin with a cup of coffee and read the paper and all this. And you just think like, oh, it's so sad, but at the same time, what a lovely thing to do what a lovely normal thing to do.
What do you want to do for your birthday? I want to get a paper, a coffee, and a muffin. I will be left the fuck alone for an hour while I consume all three.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be the best human in the world. The only thing stopping him from being the best human in the world is the fact that Kevin Costner exists.
I knew that was coming. I totally knew that was coming.
Well, moving swiftly on. Right, this is this has got to be one of Sam's.
It's just a short one. It's just a classic. I just thought I'd go for a nice one. Oh, hello.
Hang on.
Oh, Andy's doing his shopping.
I'm buying mini skirts. Hey,
cute cat. Where's that mouse gone?
Where has it gone?
Oh yeah, I've seen this one.
Yeah. Stupid cat. He's really on the hunt as well. I just love the fact that it's sat right there, like.
I've just seen it.
Looked right at it, didn't see it. It must be the most frustrating thing. I mean, we didn't have to watch it over. This is how it continues. But... Oh, you found it? I didn't know you found it.
You don't watch your videos, do you?
I'm going to stop that there.
To be fair, he picked it up really gently.
Like a baby?
Yeah.
He like scruffed it, didn't he? Like,
yeah.
Come back here, you naughty little bugger. I finished playing with you.
Oh, you little shit, why are you running?
I've seen that clip on Facebook a dozen times, but they've obviously cut it short when the cat's never found the mouse. I've never seen it catch it before. And when I'm sending you over a video, I don't watch all of it, so that way there's genuine reactions towards the end of it. I just check that it's not going to be sex voices or screamer faces.
I always fall for the sex voices every fucking time.
Oh, it's so irritating.
Tell you one I've been falling for a lot lately. It's that one where the spider suddenly jumps out.
The wrong hole one. Oh, sorry.
Every time for me. Every time. Yeah, I've seen that spider ones.
I bet you freak out.
How my phone's in one piece is remarkable. Like, I've got so much.
I will never forget cleaning the office with you.
That right,
Go on, Sophie. Let Sophie tell this story, I think. Come on.
I think you might have to get Andy to tell it.
Was it Rolf Harris related?
Let Andy tell you his version of what happened, and I'll correct it along the way.
To be honest, I don't know. Call it PTSD, call it whatever. I've blocked a lot of it out. I just remember there being a spider and me shouting at it and scaring it off, or something along those lines.
What, did you try and shoo a spider?
No,
it's not a raccoon on a porch.
Basically,
don't ever believe that kind of that. No, that's not how it went. I wasn't even there, and I know that's not how it went.
So we're cleaning out the office. It's got lots and lots of crap in from years and years of departments dumping crap in there. And he's got quite a big box in both of his hands, and he's heading out towards the skip. And probably about 2 foot away from him, dangles down a little spider. I've never heard such a feminine squeal, especially from a man. But this box went flying across the room, and Andy went flying in the other room. And he
Pulls out
literally, it
guns.
was the scream. It had me in stitches for ages. And then our colleague was there as well, and like he can be pretty feminine at the best of times, but Andy just put everybody to shame. And the best bit is, that wasn't the only incident that evening either. That we happened to find a fake spider, a little plastic one from Halloween, and my colleague's holding it in front of Andy. Andy's just completely ignored it, so he's thrown it at him. And again, the scream and the running. I mean, I don't think he's done that much exercise before. But I've never seen you shoot into the other room that quickly.
You know what? The deepest circle of hell is reserved for those people that find out you've got a phobia and then immediately try and find something to terrify you with it. You know, like when you say like, "Oh, keep it away from me, I'm terrified of spiders," and they're like, and start waving it in your face. No, I'm genuinely afraid of them, and I will knock you out if it comes near me. But
no, you won't. You run.
You run, yeah.
Your fight and flight's fixed to flight.
Yeah, it's a genetic thing. It's a genetic thing. My ancestors obviously had serious issues with spiders, and now I've
they're a
become
big bunch of girls' blouses as well.
Well, we've developed the specific Gatcombe war cry. You know, the ability to
the Gatcombe war cry.
That's it.
Spirit fingers.
Jazz hands.
I remember.
Oh, that's the one.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sort of like kind of like a hawker sort of thing.
A guttural fucking yell, like you're going into war, but in reality, we all know it's not. I mean, Sophie probably can't do that.
No,
impression.
I can't go that
than
high pitched.
A very brief tactical retreat to reassess my military options. That's all it was.
I think 23, 24-year-old you would have been able to hear that frequency, Sam.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's that high? All the cats in the neighbourhood legged it.
Look, to be honest, as far as I'm concerned, anything with more than 6 legs can fuck off. It's got no business. And especially the little dangle horrors, the ones that fucking just like float down, just like...
I always quite like those ones. Like, I don't like any spiders, but I'm used to spiders.
Get him looking around.
But when you sat there and you see one and it just comes down from your lampshade, you're like, "Oh, hello, little mate. You're right there."
This is the
like
thing,
little
though,
money spider-sized ones. Yeah.
There has to be some sort of evolutionary some sort of evolving going on here, because have you ever had it where you walk into a room and you just know there's a spider in there? Like, before you even look.
Yeah,
you sort of no, but like you walk into like a bathroom or a bedroom and you just get a feeling that there's a spider in there, and then you look around, oh, there's one in the bath, sort of thing. Have you ever had that?
Yes.
Yeah. No,
no, not really. I mean, I've seen spiders, but again, I'm used to them. I get spiders in my place all the time.
Don't get it with any other creatures, but sometimes I will know that there's a spider in the building before.
Because you don't like them.
I see it. Yeah, I know.
Maybe it's just because you're constantly scared.
Yeah.
You're just constantly walking along. You have that feeling all the time. It's just 1 in 10 times there's actually a spider there.
I've every time I feel like there's a spider there, I pretty much find a spider. You know what?
His spider sense was tingling.
This could be another superpower that I'm evolving. My God, I'm going to be
a coward.
I'm going to be on a par with Keanu Reeves soon.
So what? You've got powers with what? Wasps, moths, and birds, and now spiders.
All of the above. Check. We're not going
to.
He's
like the land version of Aquaman.
We're not going to get into the conversation of animals again, because we had a good chat about this last week, me and Sam, and we've already reached a lot of criticism for it, with questions arising like, why would you want to fight a donkey? We don't need that sort of negativity, thank you. The less of that, the better.
We had a conversation about me fighting a bear once, didn't we? Where did that come from?
I mean, where does any of these conversations come from, Sophie?
Well, true.
They just come from nowhere.
Mm.
It's drunken bar chat, isn't it?
Anyway, I almost forgot. Sorry.
Was there a spider, Mushu?
No. Aren't you a funny one? No. There was one more video. I almost missed it off. Sorry, we'll just have to watch it quick. And what can I say? Sorry.
Was this a late arrival? That means my gunplay I got axed.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty.
That was a rat, yeah.
I'm getting stronger.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Andy, is that the bird you saw earlier?
Yeah, just had a rat hanging out of it. That is quite impressive.
I saw that. I saw that on a Joe Rogan podcast about a year ago, and I hadn't actually sent an animal eating another animal over this before. It turns out I had, but I didn't realise I had. And yeah, it was when you said you were coming on tonight, so it's like, shit, give me 5 minutes. Yeah. Quickly found that one.
I'd like to confirm, Sophie, he did actually genuinely panic.
I'm glad you're thinking of me.
Well, your weekly dose of nature. It's important.
Yeah, too right.
Just trying to upset me.
I'm not trying to upset you. Yeah, I am.
So, just going back to what we were saying earlier, I nearly started talking about it in the break, and then you wisely told me that I need to shut the fuck up and talk about it like while we're actually recording. Just going back to the VR headsets, and this is technology that I genuinely don't understand, because it involves the sound on it, the speakers. I literally cannot get my head around them. They're built into the straps, so they're flush with the headset. From what I can see, they project the sound down, or the speakers face down, but the surround sound on them that they offer is so good that, like, when we're playing online, I can tell where these guys are by asking them to shout. Like, I'll just be like, guys, because it's all directional sound as well. So the closer you are to someone, the louder you are. So, like, if I was stood right next to you, our voices, we would have this conversation, but the further away you get, the more distance you get. And eventually, if you want to talk to someone, you have to reach up and click your shoulder and speak over the radio to talk to them. Right.
Oh, that's well cool.
It's really, really cool. But to be able to pinpoint where someone is from the direction, there's numerous times where I've been like, fuck, Jeeves, where are you? And I'll be like, over here. I'll be like, oh, right, over there. And then it occurs to me that these are just tiny little speakers. They've got, that no thicker than a packet of Rizzlers.
Wow.
Giving me complete 3D surround sound. And I was like, how is it getting this sound into my head? Because it doesn't seem like my ears are involved. And it annoys me and frustrates me because it's the most wonderful thing in the universe.
Well, have you seen those headphones that don't go in your ears? I don't know if they go above the ears onto like your temples or below.
That use your skull.
Yeah. Well, Jeeves, you obviously know all about them, but yeah, could it be the same as that or not?
No, because these aren't actually connected to your head. They actually so the headset comes out here, and then the speakers are about here, and they go flush, and then the straps go around the back of your head. They're little arms that stick out with the straps attached to them.
Oh, I think we're about to get an example.
Yep.
Oh, here's one I prepared earlier.
There you go. That's the headset. That's where the speaker is in that bit.
Oh, that's so cool. You see, my VR headset's garbage. It's got just in-ear headphones that you've got to plug in the back, which is just crap.
You can actually get... I've been online and I've been looking at attachments for the QR2, the Quest 2, and you can actually get little sleeves that go over them and then go over your ears to increase the volume and stuff like that, to also block out ambient sounds and stuff.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I just felt it needed a special note because it is like it's strange that sound can, like, it's not often that sound on things blows you away, is it?
Oh no, I disagree. Nice. I love that. I think the technological advancements that have come, like we obviously started talking about CD players and mini disc players and Walkmans and all of that shit. I know there's a lot of purists out there who are like, oh, records are the best thing ever. But fuck that. I love having an iPhone with unlimited music available. And I appreciate musical people in general. Like my brother, he's major into music and he can hear things that I cannot even comprehend. So what I think is amazing, he thinks is absolutely dog shit. when he talks about it, it's incredible. We should definitely get him on to talk about music at some point, because he's just really passionate about it. But yeah, I think the advancements of it is it's the best thing ever. Like sound bars.
Yeah.
Oh my God, who, I haven't got a sound bar, but have you? Any of you got them?
Yeah.
No.
I did have you... old surround sound system that was of like
what with all the wires?
Yeah, 7 different speakers dotted around the room.
Yeah, I used to have that. I remember ducking once. I was watching Gone in 60 Seconds, and right at the very end of that, when they're in like, I don't know what it is, like a factory or something, the English bad guy shoots at Nicolas Cage, and you hear it dings off and it goes past. And it was the first time I'd experienced surround sound in a small room, and I was literally like, "Fucking hell, what was that?" And just like heard it go whizzing past me.
First time I experienced it, my mate Tony Z invited me up to his place, and we watched Saving Private Ryan. And the opening scene when that ramp went down, it's literally you can hear the bullets going.
Amazing.
It's proper mental.
You're awful watching a 3D film.
I'm not the best person to watch films with anyway, to be honest. If I don't like it, I'll be snoring. If I do like it, I'll probably be screaming or shouting or something like that. I'm one
or
of those
dancing.
I point out annoying things. Maybe dancing.
I know a video that.
Yeah, we all know the video. The third time through, yeah.
I'm not going to lie. That video is actually now one of my favourite videos. It's fucking great. The way
to be fair, I enjoy that video.
For that TV. Sorry about that. Welcome back. We just had we just had a minor setback, but we're all ready to go again.
Jeeves is just we couldn't find that video.
Yeah, we couldn't find the video. That was annoyingly. We found it. We just don't know how to technology it onto the big screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it into the links on this video.
No, we're not. We're going to put it on the Facebook page.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, we're not going to put it in the links. We're going to put it on the Facebook page instead. So remember to go to the Facebook page and like and subscribe.
Hey, nice little link there. I like it.
Yeah.
So, completely smoothing over the fact that Jesus' fat ass just broke a chair. Are we smoothing over that? I don't know. Are we smoothing over it? Jeeves?
Well, I fixed
how badly
it,
broken is it?
I think.
Right, so...
Lean back a bit, please.
Where he just drops in the middle of a conversation in a minute.
Totally worth it.
I'm really nervous now that I'm going
to go should we get back onto technology?
Hospital. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, Sophie, give us your favourite bit of tech. Oh no, you said a phone, didn't you?
She's gone phone.
Most useful, yeah. But the thing is that I'm not a massive technology person.
What about?
I can coexist with it.
Is there any technology that you've seen recently that you've sort of that's blown your mind a bit, or you thought that's exciting? This is tomorrow, sort of thing. Like think tomorrow's world sort of stuff.
Ooh, tomorrow's world.
To be fair, I did really enjoy going on VR when Jeeves let me have a go until I got motion sick.
Yeah, that happens, doesn't it?
You see,
that didn't take me long.
No, this is a problem that a lot of people have.
I don't get motion sick. It's so weird. I don't. But with this, I did. The
problem is
you get used to it.
You've got your brain's being told one thing. And your body's being told a different thing, and that's what sets it off. It's a lot of people say. I had a migraine
for days.
Yeah, it fucks a lot of people up really badly, to the point where a lot of people have to sell their headsets pretty soon after buying them. But a lot of people say putting a fan on in the room, it tricks or it keeps part of your mind segmentalized, sort of compartmentalized into your body, sort of because you're constantly feeling the fan on your body. Part of your mind is rooted in the real world, so to speak, and it helps alleviate motion sickness. This is what I've heard. It's probably bullshit, but
I don't know. I could see that being a thing, because I always find with the VR stuff, it's fine until I have to walk around. When I'm moving around, that's when I'm like, oh, I start to sway. Who's fallen over?
Well, we were saying this earlier, weren't we, Jeeves?
Yes. What was it you played? Was it a space game?
Yeah, there's a game called Lost Echo, which is basically set inside a space station, zero gravity, So literally all of your controls are done by your arms. You reach out, you grab handholds, and you pull yourself along, and you propel yourself like that. If you want to go somewhere, you push yourself off, and then you drift, and you grab onto the. And it's a beautiful game. Beautiful. There's parts where you're drifting across open space, just hoping that you've got the right trajectory to grab onto this thing, the other side. It's amazing. The problem is, it fucked me right up. I couldn't walk for like 20 minutes afterwards. I was fucked. I literally forgot how gravity worked. I was like, Jesus, I'm heavy.
Wall climbing game as well.
The climb, yeah. This is a problem I was going to get onto in relation to, I've never had a video game where I've been limited in my progress in it because of my physical stamina. I've just unlocked all the medium climbs
or lack thereof.
Yeah, exactly. And basically you have to climb. It's a rock climbing simulator, and these climbs, like in the Alps now, I've moved on to, and they're big, and some of them take like 45 minutes. That's 45 minutes of having your arms above your head, and sort of just moving like that.
That's quite a lot.
Fuck me, man. I tell you what, I have to rest because I get pins and needles in my hands where I've got no blood left in them. It's mental.
But I suppose the difference between actually climbing and simulated climbing is when you're actually climbing, you can naturally stop, and like you're pulling yourself up, so like your hand will go lower, which will reset the blood flow and all of that.
Yeah,
but
you're engaging the muscles more, aren't you?
Yeah. Whereas as opposed to just literally, it's quite hard to hold your hands. It's like, have you ever painted a ceiling?
I hate painting ceilings.
No, there's people to do that for you.
Sophie, what?
And do you know what, Sophie? It wasn't really aimed at you. It was more at the boys.
Peasants to do it.
She's probably the most likely to have painted the ceiling out of all of us.
She just barks orders. Come on, boys, get it painted.
Go on, lads.
No, the thing is, on this, you can rest. Like if you hold on, because you have stamina for each hand. So if you hold on with one hand for too long, your stamina will run out and your hand will let go and you'll fall. Right, but if you hold onto a ledge with both hands, your stamina goes back up, so you can rest. And the amount of times I must have just been there like some sort of weird frozen bunny rabbit, just with this VR mask on, and just me sort of like that.
Doing a dinosaur impression.
Anyway, onwards and upwards. Yeah, you must look like an absolute fucking mentalist.
Everybody looks like a mentalist.
Yes, they do. Yes,
playing VR. Have you seen the gay chap watching VR porn? It's a video. Oh, you haven't? Oh God,
No.
Why didn't I send that clip over? I thought about that because I knew VR was going to come up tonight. It's brilliant. It's some young lad watching. He's clearly watching gay porn, and like his mum walks in on him, and he's in the lounge, but she walks in on. So he's there, and he's still just like, he's got his headset on, and he's all like doing all of that sort of stuff. And then you see when he like turns around on the sofa, and he's sort of like glancing over his shoulder, and then his mum walks in. It's so funny. I mean, even if it's fake, it still made me laugh.
Well, there you have the dangers of VR. Although the headset does have another mind-blowing feature. I feel like all I'm doing is trying to sell this.
It does have that feel.
The pass-through mode. There's a pass-through vision mode, right? You tap the side of the headset twice, and it goes invisible, and you can see the room.
Oh, that's cool.
So instead of being VR, it goes to more like an AR.
Yeah,
augmented reality.
Yeah, absolutely mental.
I actually think AR is the future as opposed to VR, because the VR headsets are so clunky. I think that we're more likely to get, I think, because obviously houses are getting smaller and more basic, I think it's more a case that we'll have glasses or contacts that we put on, and then they'll be able to superimpose over the room that we're in. But think about, like, people are working from home now, aren't they, in offices? If you had a pair of AR goggles and just a room with a basic desk in it, you could then put your goggles on, and there'd be for instance, a filing cabinet or your work computer. And you could just access all of that, and you see where it is. Obviously, you'd have no resistance when it comes to touching stuff. But I personally think that's going to come into the world way more than VR headsets.
Something
there was a game.
A bit more evolved
there was
from the ones from Kingsman?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that works. There was a game called Heavy Rain where that's exactly how it worked. You put these goggles on, and like he was a detective trying to solve a crime, and he went to just some different precinct, and the offices were just generic white rooms with a desk and a chair in it. And then you put your glasses on, and then it just becomes your office, and you've got your filing cabinets and
Barking.
You got like your pinboards with all your stuff up there, and however you want it. But I reckon that's more likely to be the future. I don't know. No?
Sorry, Andy, I scared the shit out of you.
Fucking nose barks, mate. They're disgusting. It's like, I don't know. It just seems like a very complicated way of doing what we've already got in terms of the internet and computers. You know, I mean, it all seems very unnecessary. I think unless you're going to go, I think the only way forward now is to go completely virtual with haptic sensors. I mean, haptic technology now is getting like really, really quite advanced. You know, you've got the Wooja packs. I don't know if you've seen them, where you can actually feel the music as well as hearing it, which is supposed to be exceptional.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, you've got the omnidirectional running pads now. Like someone selling one on Facebook, so you can literally strap yourself in and run any direction.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, it's gloves, though, isn't it? You need gloves. You need gloves with resistance.
You need an entire suit, really. It needs to be like a wetsuit sort of thing, which is completely.
I think AR, would be brilliant for like purchasing stuff. Something like if you're for like online shopping, because then you can have a look at it, see if you like it in your house or whatever like that. Like you can have. Like you do it with the sofa, you're like, oh, would that sofa fit in this room and everything like that?
I completely agree.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Stuff like that. But I think VR is going to be bigger than AR by miles.
I just think I wasn't specifically talking about like the gaming aspect. I just think about the general day-to-day life aspect. I mean
from
more
an
and more
engineering
businesses
point of view and stuff like that. The AR's got such great prospects because like the measuring tools and stuff like that. Just being able to like, it still sort of excites me that you can I can point my phone at something and then tap it and then move it to somewhere else and it'll tell me the distance of that. It's like, how the fuck do you know how far away it is and everything? Cool. You know, it's well,
all your VR uses cameras as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, so I know the PlayStation one does. So it's I don't think the difference between the two is that huge. But yeah, I think augmented reality is going to be way more prevalent than it is at the moment. I genuinely think it's going to become much more of a thing. I know Google bought out their glasses. They were a massive flop. But that's not to say that they won't get better. Like, remember the first phones that used to have like clip-on cameras that went onto the bottom, and like one or two would have an MP3 player, and it didn't work. But now look at all of our smartphones. We've all got built-in cameras that they're so much better than what we can see.
You bringing up phones, I actually have the majority of the phones that I've owned, literally just over there. I was so tempted to get them out.
Hoarder.
No, what it is. So I've not overly long moved out of my parents' house, and all the crap that my mum keeps coming across keeps getting put into boxes and somehow making its way back to me.
Well, it's your stuff, isn't it?
So I've got crap everywhere. But what it was is when I was little, is I didn't want to get rid of the phone because of what photos were on there. It was that kind of thinking. So now I just have like 5 phones sat somewhere.
This
is just a hoarder.
This is my first phone. It's an iPhone 5.
Yeah, right.
My first phone was a little Nokia with the 4 lights on the side.
Oh, fancy pants. 4 lights on the side.
Yeah.
All I remember,
like multicolored lights.
All I remember from my first mobile phone was it was fucking huge. It was orange, and the only ringtone on it was "Happy Birthday."
I like it.
That's all I remember from my first phone.
Hey, see, I had all the coolest phones.
Right,
I had,
nowadays, no one has ringtones on, do they?
Obviously, had the 3210, then the 3310.
Yeah,
I had the Nokia N-Gage. I don't know if anyone remembers that. It was basically.
Oh, I always wanted that.
Yeah, it's like a games console.
Yeah, Game Boy, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, that was great. Then I had this other weird egg-shaped Nokia thing, which was a great phone, and I managed to get a copy of the entire first game of Tomb Raider on it.
Right? Nice.
And it had a little joystick, a tiny little joystick in the middle of the thing, and you had to use this little joystick and the 0 button to shoot, and another button to jump or something. And I completed the whole game at work while I used to work for PC World.
Wow. I went for the old.
That was thrilling, wasn't it?
I was with free, so I had, like, before touchscreens were a big thing. I had one of the, I think it was an LG touchscreen, so it was like you could send emails and stuff like that. It had a stylus on it.
Oh,
that wasn't my first phone, but I did love it. There were like 2 phones out at the time that had styluses, and yeah, they were just the predecessor to iPhones.
I think I had that same LG phone. It was a really nice.
Yeah, it was a good phone.
When you said about
battery lasted so long.
When you said about the phones and having the attachments, like attaching the camera, I'm sorry, but the first thing that popped into my head then wasn't a phone. It was the Game Boys, and then you could have the printer and all that lot, and you put the cartridge in, you got the little printer and everything like that.
It was the exact same. I had one of those phones. It had a mildly coloured screen, but I could clip I can't even remember what brand it was. It might have been like a Motorola or something. But you could clip a camera onto the bottom of it and take terrible, terrible pictures. It was just utter garbage.
I think I had a Walkman phone at one point, which had a slide. You turn it on.
It was a Sony. It was a Sony phone. Sorry, it was a Sony one. But yeah, sorry, got all excited there.
That you turn on the side, you're pushed down, and a keyboard came out.
Oh, they were brilliant. They were brilliant. I had a pink one of those.
LG.
An LG, slidey phone.
Yeah,
with the keyboard.
That was one of my favourite phones.
Yeah, me too. Swanky. I went from that to an iPhone. I bought that. I wanted it for ages because I'd seen it, and I'd always wanted one with a keypad after like a Mission Impossible film or some shit like that. And I went into the phone shop and I got served by somebody who's like a fatter version of you, Mushu. Big burly man, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I want this phone." And he's there. He's like, "Oh, quite a nice little phone, this." And yeah, I like it. It's really good. And I was like, "Oh, cool, wicked." I mean, as long as it does what I want it to do. Anyway, I'd had it for a few weeks, and then the guys at work started taking the piss out of me because I'd bought a pink phone. It was fucking pink, wasn't it? I thought it was blue. There's a fucking arsehole in the shop and sold me a fucking pink phone. Didn't even mention it.
Well, he probably didn't think you were colourblind.
Did
you tell him?
It, well,
he's probably the whole time going, "Please don't ask for my number. Please don't ask for my number."
I mean, but surely he could have gone, "Do you know, I've got a black one of these you could have." It's like, no, I was selling the fucking pink one. But yeah, I had that phone for years. Absolutely loved it. I thought it was brilliant. Yeah, slide it up, do your little texting. But yeah,
that's great.
Colourblind eyes.
That's great.
Yeah, maybe pink pod.
Right. Well, listen, we're probably going to have to wrap up in a bit. Can I finish off with just one quick one? I just want to get everyone's ideas on the worst piece of technology.
Well, it's got to be the phone as well as it's the best and worst, isn't it?
You reckon?
Well, how many people do you see walking around just looking at their phone?
Yeah.
When was the last time you stood at a bar and
disengaged us from the world, isn't it?
Yeah, I used to go to the bar and chat to the people next to me. Now I go to the bar and that's when I check my phone.
Well, the thing is, it's done both ends of the spectrum, and it's connected people, but also disconnected people.
Yeah.
And why is that?
So,
why is any of that a bad thing?
We forget how unsocial you are.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
What about eye contact? People can't make eye contact anymore.
Okay, but throughout history, as a species, we've evolved. You know, we used to be little tribal creatures that wouldn't go anywhere near another one of us, and now we're highly sociable and stuff like that. Our social habits have changed over history. What's to say this isn't just another change in our social habits, and this is the way that evolution's taken us? And you know, maybe soon we will all be plugged into machines or whatever, but maybe that's what evolution has in store for us, is to merge with machinery or whatever.
Well, we already are merged, aren't we? I mean, who's got a smartwatch?
Pretty much. I mean, Most of us.
I'm ordering one tomorrow.
Yeah.
There you go.
But
I mean, I'm not wearing one because it talks too much when we do this. But
the point I'm making is like people say that, like, oh, everyone's always got their heads in their phone and stuff like that. And maybe that's just the way we're going. It's Stephen Fry put it very nicely when he was asked about swearing, and he was like, "Swearing is perfectly acceptable. I don't mind any swear words because it's just another evolution of our language, and it evolves all the time. It's just the way our language is heading, you know. And soon those swear words won't be anything special because they'll just be everyday words. And I think it's the same with technology and stuff. And soon,
I completely agree with that.
See, I've always wondered who classified swear words as swear words.
Oh my God. Let's not even go there. It's just ridiculous. People get upset because of a word.
I think it's large elderly groups of Christian
it's not
ladies.
the word. It's...
See, the thing is,
and blokes.
a word only has a power if you give that power to the word.
Absolutely, Jeeves. I completely agree. It's not the word. It's like the inflection of the word, isn't it? You know,
the intent behind it.
Yeah, I moved to Eastleigh when I was 16, and it turns out Eastleigh, the word "cunt" is a term of endearment. I mean, it's
there you go.
Oh, you know, country, and like, you know, the word means nothing. It's how you use the word. But yeah, people get all upset. My brother gets upset because I say "cunt" all the time. He's just like, oh, you swear too much.
A lot of people don't like that
off.
word, but it's a very old swear word.
It is.
It goes way back to sort of Middle Ages, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's this wicked poetry written fucking years ago. I can't remember who fucking wrote it now, but some guy's reading like these dirty love letters from like a poet to his missus. They are fucking gross, but he uses the word cunt in it all the time. It's from like the 17th century or something. It's the most ridiculous stuff you've ever heard. If I can find it, I'll send it over to you guys. But yeah, just can't quite remember. Yeah, some famous poet sent love letters to his missus, and it's just like, oh, the smell of your cunt. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh, this is just
right.
It's just wrong.
It's awful just hearing it coming from you. Okay,
yeah,
so
sorry about that.
So phones, you don't like phones. Sophie, you got any technology which you think shit and shouldn't happen or is the worst?
I do, and I don't like phones, mate. I just think that for all the good stuff they've given us, they've also created. I think maybe it's more to do with like the social media aspect of phones as opposed to just phones themselves. But
Possibly.
Anyway, sorry, it's not my turn. Go on, Sophie.
I don't know, really. I haven't really thought about the worst. I've been trying to think about what I actually get on with, which isn't a lot.
The toaster. The toaster just doesn't do them quite to the brown level I like.
Right. So Sophie's going.
I mean, I'd be lost without a kettle at the moment.
Everything.
Pretty much.
Fucking hell. Right, Sophie, moving on.
Changing kind of the subject again. What do you think of these 3D printers?
They're amazing.
I want one.
Absolutely amazing.
I'm seeing some of the stuff that people were making, and like some girl out in America has made 3 Iron Man suits.
Ha, that's cool.
I saw her. Yeah, I saw her.
They're awesome.
Thing. Yeah.
That's so cool.
A friend of mine, he 3D prints stuff, and he's a massive cosplayer. He did himself a pair of Deadpool's guns.
You're not on about Rob, are you?
Who?
No one else knows Rob.
No.
No, okay.
Unless he's given you a different name than he gave me. He's quite mysterious. Yeah, no, but he did the guns from Deadpool, and he's done some samurai stuff and stuff like that. It's really cool. I reckon you could have a lot of fun with it.
It's getting there. Have you seen they can 3D print meat now?
There was a bloke in America that has taken on the.
Come back to it.
Taken on the prosthetic companies.
Yeah.
And he's 3D printing arms and stuff like that, and selling them at a fraction of the price. So these people were like, oh yeah, that's going to be $3,000 for a hand or something like that. And he's doing it for a couple of £100, and it does everything that this $3,000 one does.
That's awesome. I love hearing about that.
Sorry, just on the subject of David and Goliath things, like go Reddit.
Go Reddit. We're talking about GameStop, are we?
Oh yeah. How amazing is that?
Oh my god.
Fucking brilliant.
Was so fucking. Amazing. But how fucking good? Do you guys all know about the Reddit thing? Yeah. Okay, Sophie doesn't. That's fine. Okay, so but how corrupt is it that the second that the hedge fund people start losing out money, that they've stopped the buying of the shares and that, it shows how fucking bent their system is. Heaven forbid the guy with 3 massive boats loses some money. Oh God! It's just
that's the thing. Is it's not actually anyone. It's more the stock apps like Robinhood and stuff like that, where you trade through. They're the ones that are stopping it because there's no other way to really stop someone from buying the stock. You can go on the exchange yourself and do it. Yeah, but it's incredibly complicated and hard. That's why you have these apps, and it's these apps that are stopping it because they make their money from the hedge funds and all of that.
Well, that Robinhood one's is a tricky situation because they started off with the kind of good intentions of robbing from the rich and giving to the poor, but then they've just tried to make their company go public, thus becoming part of the fucking problem, aren't they?
Yeah. Just for Sophie's benefit, just in a nutshell, what's happened is a load of people on Reddit have started banding together and buying shares in GameStop, which has really, really destabilized the American stock market, and all the professional stockbrokers and the rich people are getting really upset because they might lose a lot of money because it's the financial equivalent of the World Cup final and then pulling off Ronaldo and putting on me. And basically me just waddling all over the football pitch, kicking the ball into the crowd, probably having an accident, but picking up after myself. Yeah,
right, picking up and running off with it.
Look, you just sit down in the corner.
Yeah, so that's what's happening.
Waving the flag.
This company's shares were $3 when they started this, and they increased by 600%. Someone sold their house, put all of that money into GameStop shares. They obviously went up 600% and made something like $60 million overnight. So like he could short sell the stuff. That Balfour, what's his name from Wolf of Wall Street? I've got the book up there. Jordan Balfour. He spoke out about this, and he's like, even when I was doing all of my stuff, we didn't do that short. What's it called? What's the term for it, Mushu? Short stopping or something?
Something when you buy those lines, I can't remember.
Yeah, you buy a share, and the second it gets to X, but you buy a share for $300. When it gets to $500, you sell it instantly. But you get these peaks and troughs, and they happen. And sometimes they'll only be $500 or $600 for a share for like 20 minutes, and then they'll drop back down, and that's why you see the graphy lines. That's the technical term for it, graphy lines. You see that, and he said himself. Have you seen Wolf on Wall Street? Do you know about Jordan Belfort? Yeah, okay, cool. He said that should have been illegal anyway. It's even in his kind of criminal opinion, he said that's not really fair. It doesn't really make any sense that that shit happens. However, I love the fact that the little man are taking it back. They're taking some power back.
The only problem is they've got to try and keep that stock to that kind of price level for as long as possible for it to really fuck over the hedge fund guys.
It's not about
business first.
It's not even about fucking people over, is it? It's a little wobble. It's to say like you're not untouchable up there. You know, you can be rattled. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's also a rallying cry to the little people saying, look, you know, big things can happen if you work together. You know?
Yeah, I mean, if Blockbusters was still a thing, they'd be able to do the exact same thing as that, because it's just so many people pouring money into a company, even if because GameStop, they never progressed, did they? They never had any kind of online system. It was just crappy shops, you know, and they hadn't developed. And by having thousands and thousands of people invest in them instantly, obviously it made them a major player.
Yeah.
But now they've sold all of those stocks. Now that it's really high, obviously it'll just come crashing straight back down, won't it? I mean, that's all that'll happen from it. But the business is going to go
there's
on anyway.
A Reddit post at the moment that are saying hold the line, which is basically saying don't sell, keep the stock, keep the stock up high, and in that way, because what the hedge funds do is they borrow and lend people stock and stuff like that, and then that's how they make their money. But like I'd borrow stock off of you for $10. Then the stock goes up to 50. I sell. Stop fucking laughing at me because I actually watched some shit on
Jeeves.
No, I'm
just
done.
keep going.
Just ignore me.
Going. Well, I have to cut that bit then. Okay.
No, it's just...
Wow. That was unnecessarily dramatic.
Yeah, it's so it's so engaging watching you talk politics and finances. Oh God.
Yeah.
I can't cope. Whew. Fuck. Can we move on, please? Sorry, Jeeves. What technology don't you like apart from chairs?
Zoom.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Oh, look at that belly. Ooh.
It's got chunky.
It's like an orangutan, isn't it?
Well, I'll finish up by saying AI. I don't think AI is a very good idea at all in any way, shape, or form, and I don't know why, as a race, we're striving towards finding it or creating it, because it's only ever going to result badly. I mean, how arrogant are we to think that AI is a good idea? Because if
anything that becomes self-aware isn't going to like us, aren't we?
I like the idea of personal assistance. I don't like the idea of self-learning AI.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, how do you stop? How do you limit intelligence? Once you give something a certain amount of intelligence, I just don't trust it. You know, even something's going to get bored of combing your armpits, Jeeves. You know, and sooner or later it'll just go mental. Yeah, I know. That's
6 years, like 5 or 6 years later, you're still doing it. So
you pay quite well. But I mean, like, go on. Sorry.
So the AI thing, they talk about that in what's that Will Smith movie? It's not called AI with the robots. iRobot. Thank you. iRobot.
The 3
laws.
They've
got those commands, the 3 laws. Yeah. Now, do you know what they are, Jeeves?
Nope, I cannot remember them.
Something along the lines of
don't harm humans. Yeah,
you can't do something that's going to harm. You can't do something that's going to inadvertently cause harm to people. And I can't remember what the last one is. However, there's that moral. This came up. I don't know where someone was talking about this ages ago. It's that moral dilemma that would be: what if an AI was driving a car, and then they've got 2 situations where they could run over, say, a mother and a child, or they could swerve and then they could run into 10 old people. Which choice would they make? I mean, it would be a nightmare for any person, let alone an absolute robot. But what do you do in those situations? AI is problematic.
The problem for me is the fact that, like, if you look at humans as a race, we're like a virus. We've spread exponentially. You know, we're not containable, and you know, the Earth is trying, its immune system is trying to sort of fight us off with things like COVID and whatever, but it's not working. We're still growing and getting bigger. And I don't think it would take long for an AI to work out that in order to save the planet and therefore itself, it needs to seriously curb human population.
Yeah.
Skynet.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. But the thing is, that's a great film, Terminator and that, but it's a logical thing. It's the only logical course of action that an artificial intelligence would take eventually, is that humans are a fucking pain in the arse and need to go.
And it's not just the Terminator movies, is it? It's almost every film that involves AI. That is what happens.
I do have the 3 laws here now.
Oh, you have?
Oh, cool. What are they? Read them out.
The first law is: a robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. The second law: a robot must obey orders given it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict in the first law. The third law is a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law.
I mean, they're pretty good laws, aren't they? I mean, it's kind of difficult to find yourself a loophole in that.
I think
I'd
want a fourth law that said every robot must break into dance if I say "get your funk on." I don't know why.
I'll start singing from now on.
Yeah.
All robots must systematically do that dance. Like, yeah. Oh my god! In perfect synchronicity across the world, all the robots doing that dance.
I would put a couple of other little amendments in there that when I say, "What does the fox say?" they all start going.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yo!
I think I just had a greatest showgasm.
Do you know what? It's a funny thing. You know how I was saying how like phones being the best and the worst and how it makes people ignore them. My kids have just started playing computer games. They love them, and they do that ignorant thing of ignoring you and then replying about 2 minutes later. You know, do you want a cup of tea? 2 minutes later, yeah, please. It's too fucking late now. I asked you 2 minutes ago. However, if I just randomly shout out, "What does the fox say?" I get an instant reply of "Hacky, hacky, hacky ho!" Try it, Mushi. Try it with your kids. Next time they're really focused on a computer game or just being ignorant, just say, "What does the fox say?" And I bet you'll get a reply almost straight away.
See, I can say that.
Not just Mushi. Anybody out there with parents who are parents, if you've got kids, give it a try. See what happens.
See, my sisters do that, and there's a couple of other things that. Oh, if I say apple bottom jeans, they'll start singing "Boots with the Fur," and then literally they'll just go into song.
Big Pitch Perfect fans, are they?
It's a little bit. It's a little bit like when
I used to go around singing all the time. Yeah.
And Sophie,
but I'm not going to do that.
Why
now.
not, Sophie? You do it on PlayStation all the goddamn time.
Yeah, because nobody can see me on there. People are going to see this.
What? Right, you need
and hear it.
You need to explain that.
Sophie has.
I'm very vocal on PlayStation.
She sings a lot.
You can literally just say a phrase, and then a song will pop into my head, and I'll just start singing.
Basically, Sam, it's a minefield.
Ian calls me a broken jukebox.
Should you?
I call it musical Tourette's.
Should you happen to say a word that appears in any Disney song at any point throughout history, you're then getting about 15 repeats of that song over and over again, or parts of that song at full volume. It is fucking frightening. It is literally a minefield. You have to watch every word you say, and like especially playing things like Rocket League. It's like, oh. Thanks, Andy. Nice pass. You're like, oh, you're welcome. And then suddenly you get that, like, what can I say?
You're welcome.
You're welcome. And it's incessant.
Volume.
Yeah.
Sophie.
Punishing.
Yeah.
I love that. That's the reason I like playing Call of Duty with you.
Punishing.
It's been a while, to be fair.
Loser. Yeah, I haven't played nothing for, what episode are we on? 28 episodes? 28 weeks?
Something along those lines now.
I've uninstalled it.
We did have a break for a bit though, so you're probably looking at more 30 odd weeks.
No, I played computer games during that break. I played it. Yeah, I played a lot of the new Call of Duty during that time, and it was wonderful. Yeah. Anyway, from now on, come on, Sophie.
I'm just trapped.
Anyway, should we wrap this up then?
Let's do it. Yeah, why not? Thanks a lot for coming along and listening to us waffle on bollocks again. It's always lovely. We enjoy it. I'm sure you don't, but we do. Like and subscribe and all of the above. From me, I'm going to go to bed. Well, I'm not. I'm going to go to VR World probably, but toodaloo.
See you later.
Well, bye then.
There we go. Fucking rude.